So what are you saying? You saying that the allegations against Bam are not true?
I'm saying that if the allegations were what it was, let's keep it real, right? If it was what it was, right? Bam would have been prosecuted. Bam would have been in court right now. Even to this day, he would have still been in court and it would have been a settlement or something.
Pin it up.
All right, before we get into the Hassan topic, okay, let's talk about Bambaataa. Bam passed away. I had Lush One on my platform, and he said, "Rest in piss" to Bam. And if you find out where he's buried, he's gonna piss on his grave. He don't care what he contributed to hip hop, and he called KRS-One a piece of shit for defending Bam and the worst hip hop legend ever. Man, roll the clip.
KRS-One is a bitch, bro. You like, rest in piss, Bambaataa. Rest in piss, Afrika Bambaataa. Piss on his grave. Let me find out where Afrika Bambaataa, don't let me find out where Afrika Bambaataa's grave is at, because I will piss on that motherfucker. Because I don't give a fuck what you contributed to the music, ingenuity, to culture, whatever the fuck that is. You touched little boys. You're a child. You're a piece of shit. Sure, Planet Rock is a slapper. I don't give a fuck, bro. All that shit is out, bro. KRS defending that shit. Let's also talk about, here's gonna piss off the whole channel right now. KRS-One is the worst legend in hip hop history. He gets by being a great stage performer and a commanding presence. But lyrically, he is below Slick Rick. He's below LL Cool J. He's below Rakim. He's below Big Daddy Kane. He's below Cool G-Rap. And I'm just talking about the dudes from his era.
What do you think of that?
Here's the thing about Bam, right? With the Bambaataa thing, right? A lot of people gotta look at it like this, right? It's innocent until proven guilty, because legally, and you can understand this, Panda, legally, nobody has prosecuted him. So it's all allegations. And he died off of just allegations, right?
But he didn't show up to court either, though.
He didn't show up to court. I know that, Panda. But when it comes to somebody like a bee stinger, right, that said, yo, this is what happened. It didn't happen like that, right? Now, when people look at that Bam story, right, and just look at it before we get into her song, when people look at that story, everybody in Bronx knew that Bam was gay. You know, my step-pop said it all the time. A lot of people have said that no, Bam was gay, right? That was no secret that Bam was gay, right? B Stinger said something totally different. Yeah, he was angry and they offered him something. Look, perfect example. Where's the documentary at, Panda? Trapped in the Culture. Where's that documentary at? Did you go on the page? That documentary disappeared. It's vanished. It vamoosed. Because it was never about victims. It was about, we want to destroy the hip hop culture, whatever the motives was in that. It had some agent shit involved in it, because a lot of people that was in that documentary has changed their tune. Chuck D was in that documentary. He's talking a little bit different than what he was talking in that documentary. Lord Jamal's not really talking like that. So to me, it was a money grab. People wanted money. People was promised things, and it didn't come into fruition. So the chick that was the director of that documentary, she deleted all the content after Bam died. Don't you find that kind of suspicious? That Bam dies, the documentary is deleted, we can't find it no more. The page is just empty. It's just one post on it. Don't you find that kind of odd? Panda?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, cause to me, if I'm exposed to somebody like that, wouldn't you want to keep the documentary up?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why people's reasons for taking things down.
I'm just saying, Panda. Like, I'm just saying, bro. Like what a song said, something just ain't right. Yeah, something ain't right. Just ain't right. To me, it ain't right. Cause I'm not, if I'm calling somebody a predator, I'm not deleting the documentary.
Yeah, but
You
even
know?
outside of that though, right? You've heard
Mhm.
other people come out and they've said they're like, we've been known that Bam was doing this, or you
Yeah,
know,
but they big, like I said, everybody knew Bam was gay. Powwow, R.I.P. knew he was gay. Everybody knew he was gay.
okay, but gay and being a predator are two different things though.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? When the stories came out, right? When Hassan came out with his video about Bambaataa, right? Hassan said that because they didn't take him to the Justice or Else march, right? In 2015, right? He deleted his video. He said he forgave Bam. He said out his own mouth that in May of 2016, before he officially came out, he hugged Bam, took a picture with him. Him and TC Islam, RIP, was in a picture with Bam in 2016. So if somebody did something to me, I'm not taking a picture with them. After I done did a video the previous year in October 2015 saying that they is this type of person. Isn't that kind of contradictory, Panda?
Well, I think that that's what people are saying is like the main thing that they keep on holding against Hassan, right? They keep on bringing up like, why did you forgive this man, or why did you do this, or
Yeah.
whatnot? But I don't know, man. Like, you know, it's a complicated thing. Like when you got trauma, it's a complicated thing. That's why a
It
lot
is
of people
complicated, but
go back to like the abusers a lot of times.
no, but that's true. But this is the thing. If the man did this to you, there's an act out here. Like Beach Nigga's been saying that I was manipulated in saying what I said. So he's saying a person that said he was a victim.
What about Bam saying that he didn't know who B Stinger was? He didn't, and then Lord Jamar said that he remembers seeing B Stinger in the studio back in the day with Bam.
Yeah, he said that. He said that, but B Stinger and him squashed their differences. They was in the park. Like, what was it, 2024, 2025? They was in the park together.
Well, they say
In the
that he got paid off.
That's what they saying.
Right.
Well, how can we say that he got paid off when Hassan recorded Beast Stinger on the phone with the people that he's saying was Zulu people? So who's to say anybody got paid off when at the end of the day, Hassan, and we gonna get into this topic, right? And I'm glad we transitioned into this, right? Because what people fail to realize about the Hassan thing, right? Hassan is on a legendary hip hop cover. Did anybody ever ask themselves how was he on Midnight Marauders? Panda, have you ever asked yourself that?
No.
So Hassan said Bam is the reason why. No, Bam was never the reason why. Chris Lighty got him on the cover because Hassan wanted to be a rapper. But he's not telling nobody that. He wanted to be in the hip hop industry. You know? And that's how he was able to be on that cover. He was running around with iGuard and running around with this one. And what happened was, you know, Hassan was kind of fed up. Hassan was a bouncer before he got to YouTube. He worked in the nightclubs. He was bouncing. He did a lot of security work for Zulu Nation for years. For years. He said the man gave him herbs when his dog was sick. This is a man that basically took pictures with Bam. How was Bam such a bad guy when he was around this man for all these years, from a teenager to an adult? To me, it looked like he was scorned. That's what it looked like to me.
Scorned about what though, exactly?
Scorned about he didn't go to, like I told you, to DC, you know? And that's why he was mad. He didn't go to the bus ride in DC, the Justice or Else March, and he was angry with Bam. He did the video, he deleted the video off of Facebook. Star picked the video up. When Star picked the video up, he had no choice but to come out. But before he did come out, he was good with Zulu Nation. He said it on his platform. He said, I never wanted to do this. He said, I forgave Bam. They brought me out to do this. Yeah, he said they brought me out to do this. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say that, I wanted to do this on my own. He's saying that old girl was the one that made him do this. Because old girl promised him a book deal, promised him a documentary, promised him hip-hop rappers support, because they told him, you're going to get the rapper support. You're going to get a documentary. You're going to get so much money because these people are going to support you just off of your story alone. But it was a lie, because it was never that. That never was going to happen. You feel what I'm saying, Panda?
So what are you saying? You saying that the allegations against Bam are not true?
I'm saying that if the allegations were what it was, let's keep it real, right? If it was what it was, right? Bam would have been prosecuted. Bam would have been in court right now. Even to this day, he would have still been in court, and it would have been a settlement or something. Bam lived in Pennsylvania. They keep saying he was out the country. Bam lived in Pennsylvania. He died.
They said he died in Brazil.
No, he died in Pennsylvania. Look it up. He didn't die in Brazil. He died in Pennsylvania. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm about to go on Google right now. I'm about to show you. Hold on. He died in Pennsylvania. Bam was in the States. Bam wasn't out the country. So when they sat here and said that that man was out the country, he was hiding and all this, he was in Brazil, that was a lie. He was in the States. They knew he was in the States. They knew he was in Pennsylvania.
But wasn't there an ongoing court case at the time that he didn't show up for?
They said it was an ongoing court case, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Because we didn't hear no more about the court case. They was lying. They said, oh, the hip hop museum and all this. Like, okay.
Yeah, they said that he lost a civil lawsuit in 2025 of May.
Listen, man. They say a whole lot of things. And like I'm telling you, bro, if these things happen, like they say it happened to him, Bam would not been showing face in Katona Park for that Zulu picnic. Bam would not be in New York. He was coming back and forth to New York. If Bam was canceled, the whole hip hop community would have canceled him. They still was saluting him. They still was saluting him. They still was saying his name, Panda. So he wasn't canceled by the hip hop community. What happened was, it was a personal beef with those people and Bam.
Yo, but they said that he was kicked out of the Zulu Nation in 2016, though.
I mean, he resigned. He stepped down. But the Universal Zulu Nation just had something in Brooklyn the same day as Sean had his show on May 2nd. They had something in Bushwick for Bam. So was he canceled?
What do you think about the story that Mickey Fax said about Afrika Bambaataa?
I mean, everybody got their stories. You know, I understood where Mickey Fax was coming from. Everybody got their stories. But like I told you, and this is true facts, right? At the end of the day, right? All these stories came out after the man died. Why? Because, and even when the man was alive, It was because it was socially engineered that way. It was socially engineered that way. I get it. Everybody said dude did this, dude did that. Okay, y'all saying he did this and did that, but let's keep it real. If he did all of this that y'all saying he did, then why y'all didn't do what y'all say y'all woulda, shoulda, coulda did? The man was coming back and forth to the Bronx every year, Panda. This wasn't like this man was hiding from anybody. He was coming out. You understand what I'm saying, Panda?
Yeah.
He was coming to New York. He wasn't in no Brazil. If you doing shows out the country, you doing shows out the country. That doesn't mean you're going to stay out the country forever. He was living in Pennsylvania. The man was in the States. They told the people that lie that, oh, he was out the country. You see how you didn't even know. You thought he died in Brazil. When I told you he died in Pennsylvania, you like, oh, shit, he did die in Pennsylvania.
What benefit, though, do they get from conjuring up this lie if that's the case?
I think what it was to tarnish a hip hop icon. Bam is an icon. Whether you like it or not, he created a movement in the Bronx that was huge. Before Bloods, before the Crips that came to New York, before I wouldn't even say the Crips, just the Bloods. Before the Bloods movement that came to New York, before when Latin Kings came to New York, the Zulu Nation was the biggest movement in New York City. Hands down. Like everybody that was in hip hop was a part of that movement. Street dudes was a part of that movement. So that was a huge movement.
But bro,
so the benefit,
like they can't have this amount of stories about Bam and it all be a lie. Like they talking hundreds, like thousands of kids, bro.
But Panda, they knew he was, like I said, he's a gay dude.
Yeah, but when being it comes gay to and being a predator is two different things.
But it did make, but this is what I'm saying, Panda. Everybody that's saying this happened to them, right? A lot of them is now coming out. You see all these people coming out now because they was trying to conjure up something to get money. They didn't come out like, it was only Hassan and B Stinger. And then B Stinger told the truth. Nah, these people manipulated me to say this. Hassan was like, okay, I'm not going to talk about this no more. This ain't making me no money. I'm going to talk about these rappers. He stopped talking about that. See, if Hassan was really about this happened to him, don't you think Hassan would have had a movement for children? Let's like keep it real, Panda. Don't you think he would have had a movement for people that were victims of that sexual abuse, Panda?
I don't know. I don't know if that's in his heart that he wants that.
But I'm saying, like, if I'm a victim of sexual abuse and I'm a man that was touched as a child and I'm going out on my platform, going out the limb to speak against predators, wouldn't I want to have a platform for that? I wouldn't be on YouTube talking about, yo, fuck Jim Jones. Yo, come outside with the shooters.
Well, but how do you know that he doesn't do his part outside of YouTube to help people?
He doesn't. Because if he did, his platform would have been on a Charleston White level. It would have been on a Big Homie CC level. You see, he beefing with Big Homie CC. I don't even care for Big Homie CC, right? Because I think a lot of the shit that he says is lies. But what I give Big Homie CC his credit is he stand on what he said. He started something about getting kids and people that's missing. He's doing that. Charleston White deals with the youth. I don't see Hassan dealing with the youth. I see him talking and getting drunk and talking about shooting motherfuckers all day. Am I right, Panda?
Nah, I can't say that you're right about that completely, man. I don't know, man.
I'm just saying. Bro. Like we could agree to disagree. You know, you and me, we always go back and forth. That's why I like having conversation with you. because we could agree, disagree. You know, my opinion is my opinion. Your opinion is yours. You may feel that he does do his part. I don't feel he do his part, and I
I'm
was
just
around
saying
it.
that I don't know what he does outside of YouTube. If he donates money to or helps people, like you don't know what he's doing outside.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. I understand.